All right, well, finally, we got this to work. It took like 3 or 4 different tries. We couldn't get the title to change, but we are back, guys. Welcome to the 101 Show presented by SMS Live. I'm SMS, and this is going to be a fun show. Looking forward to this. And this is your first time here. Just sit back, relax, grab a pen and paper. You might be able to get some alpha from this. It's going to be some good conversation from some people that've been around the block a little bit, and specifically the blockchain. So. Again, this is the 101 show where we go deeper with people building and vibing in Web3. I'm SMS bringing you the latest in crypto, Web3 culture, mindset, and key takes that are moving the space forward. I really do care about growing the space forward and keeping it as simple as possible, helping everybody find their way. Whether you're super experienced or brand new, you'll find a place out here. But mostly locked in on Solana and Bitcoin, and like I said, the Web3 culture in general. It's a worldwide ecosystem and network of people. But the name of the game, guys, is showing up every single day. Keep it simple, bring the vibes, bring the value, and just keep it real. Be yourself, be unique. The space needs more unique voices and people coming out. It's not about having the biggest giant, platform in the world. It's about, what can you do for the people around you and supporting the people that show up for you. So with that being said, guys, I like to start off with a mindset thing. Everybody that tunes in, you guys probably know this by now, but we like to get, just that alignment and kind of thinking the same way as we go into these conversations. But the quote of the day for today is, the game will take you as long as you want to be here, but it will also go on without you. So you got to keep showing up. You got to keep going. This quote kind of reminds me that progress isn't just about speed. It's about consistency and your presence. The crypto space, like life, moves forward no matter what. I made a kind of analogy. If you think about it, the world keeps spinning around as long as you're not a flat earther, but the world keeps spinning. And if you stay in one spot and everything keeps moving forward, you're playing catch up the whole time. And you don't want to be in that position, because digging yourself out of a hole when you're not feeling good is a hard and it's a shitty spot to be in. So people like myself that have been there, that's what we do this for, to remind you guys, keep moving forward. You have the power to choose to show up and build, even if it's just showing up and failing, like fail forward in that kind of, sense. Don't fall behind. But stay focused and disciplined. But I don't know. Hope you took something from that. It's the only real failure that you're ever gonna find, man, is like quitting. And without further ado, guys, enough about all of that. Enough about me. Let's bring up the man of the hour. We got the homie Big Boy on stage. What's going on, big dog?
Yo, what's up, bro? Dude, that intro video is sick. I
You
was
like
like
that?
jamming to it, bro. That was dope, man. I like
That's what
that.
it's about, man. I like started off like, because it's all calm and chill, and like you're waiting for it in like 17 different attempts to get this thing to go live. It
Dude,
gets
hey,
everybody.
dude, when I started hearing that, I was like, oh hell
Yeah,
yeah, dude.
it
Like
just
when I
resets everything, right?
dude, it did. I mean, it even lifted me up a little bit too, bro. I mean, I told you I wasn't feeling too hot today, bro, but
Yeah.
like just that intro, I'm like, oh hell yeah, dude. I'm ready to chop it up, man.
That's awesome, dude. That's what it's all about. That's exactly, when I heard it, it was one of those things. There's a couple of things about that intro that's why I use it. Like, first off, the Joker just reminds me of like the DGen, the Web3 guy. Like, you know what I mean? The whole lore and the story of the movie. It's like, I like that. So it's like, that's kind of like what it makes me think about. It makes me think about like the early days and like just the whole time being here. Sometimes you look at yourself, you're like, I'm a fucking Joker, but I'm showing up. Like,
Yeah, I feel that on so many levels,
yeah,
bro.
and like most of us, we found a point where we found our villain arc in this space. Am I wrong? Like we've all been through that little circle where it's like, fuck everything.
Yeah, yeah, bro. Sometimes I feel like I should have gone like heavier on a villain arc, but
Yeah, hey, it can always come back full circle, man. Like I said, things keep going around. You can just switch it up and
yeah,
change your name up to Big Boy Villain Arc. Let's go.
yeah, bro. Dude, that quote that you also started off with, can you
Yeah.
repeat that again? Cause like I wanted to like I want that in my head, bro. I want that
Yeah,
in
I
my
was thinking
head.
about, should I bring the guest up and then go into this, because I usually ask people and you're behind stage, so you do hear it. But I think I am going to switch that up. I'm glad you said it. Let me write a note on that real quick.
Yeah, dope, dude.
Because I do like that. And like I said, I always bring paper and pens. Like I'm the dude. I have so many notes of this stuff, but it's like I review this stuff. And we were talking about this before we came on here about streaming and get started. So take
Yeah.
notes along the way, man. Success leads clues. So, all right. So the quote of the day. This is something every morning. I wake up. I have my non-negotiables. It's like a routine I go through. It's like affirmations, prayer, water, brush your teeth. Just like little things for momentum to get your day started. And I try to find something significant to me that's relatable to most people out there. So the quote of the day, it goes, the game will take you as long as you want to be here, but it'll also go on without you. So you need to keep showing up. You need to keep going.
Bro,
And
that's
Go
A
ahead. Go ahead.
100% on that, bro. I feel like I felt like that was so fitting for like today and like us, because like what we were like what I had discussed with you, man. Like I haven't been on streams recently. I haven't been like active, but it's still the world's gonna keep spinning, bro. You know what I mean? Like it's up to like you as a person just to like, I don't know, get in the mix, bro. But
Yeah.
the other part too is like the game will like, damn, how was it again,
It'll
bro? The
keep
game will
going
take
without
you,
you.
right, bro. The
Like
first
it
one, bro.
doesn't care about you. Like it will. This machine, this engine will keep going without
Yeah,
you.
that's what I was just like, yeah, bro. Like it's a reality, bro. And once you like face that reality, it's like, all right, bro. If you're not gonna get up and keep doing this, or like just putting in the work, if you're gonna, damn, dude, I don't know. I just resonated with that so well, because that's where
Yeah,
I've been at for like the past months, bro. You know what I mean? Like
for sure,
realizing
dude.
that, like,
So, I
dude,
mean, if you want to kind of get into it, tell people a little bit about yourself, and I mean, if you want to
yeah.
share kind of what you share with me as far as coming onto the stream, how it's kind of helping you with your whole position, I think that's a good segue into some of the conversation we get into.
Yeah, heck yeah, dude. Yeah, so yeah, if you don't know me, most of you probably don't know me, dude. I'm a small creator out here, bro. If you don't know me, you probably don't, bro. You know what I mean? Small creator out here, dude. I had just I've been in the space, I think, for, dude, actually, I just found out 3.5 years, bro. Because my first, I wouldn't say my first NFT, but one of my first NFTs was Balloonsville. And I was reminded about that recently. I don't know if you had seen that they like
Nice,
brought
dude.
him to
Yeah,
justice.
he got it caught up to
Yeah,
him.
bro, he got finally, bro. And I was like, and it hit me. I'm like, dang, bro, like I've been around for that long. Like I
Yeah,
wasn't super active though in the beginning. Like I was kind of just in, just vibing out
you're
here,
part
just
of the OG phase though, man. Those are the early
crazy.
days, and this is a really cool conversation point right here, just to kind of highlight. Like we've been talking in spaces all the way from genuine articles to spaces with new guys that came from meme coins to where we're at now, and it's like something I said all along is like we're creating history as we go every single day, every stream, every thread, every post, everything you're doing is history in the making. And I honestly believe that the education that we bring out here, the evergreen stuff, that's curriculum that will some point be something that people will be paying for. Whether you start your own little groups in your discords, I don't care about that. I'm talking about bigger scale. Talking
Yeah.
about like people will order a book that says Solana made simple and how to get into it, the whole 9 yards.
So
Like that's
sick.
the
Yeah.
big picture mentality is kind of where we're at. But it's like that's the space does that. It gives you the opportunity to grow from any idea and stuff like that. But not to derail, keep going on kind of about yourself and kind of how you got into here and all of that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, bro. I mean, everything that you just said is on point, man. Yeah, dude, like, yeah, just what was it, 3.5 years out here, like, and I didn't even know like what I wanted to do, bro. Like I'm just like, I like crypto, I like NFTs, I collect like so many things. I love trading cards, collectibles, and that's kind of what drew me into the space. It wasn't like
Hmm.
so much. It was about like money as well. Like I'm like, yo, I could flip a JPEG and make some money. And I was a flipper, bro. Like, I mean, I'm a collector, but I also flip things
Right.
to like, pay for my stuff, bro. Because this stuff
Yeah,
gets
for sure.
expensive, man. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
if
that's
I
part of
could
the
buy
hustle when you get
two.
into collecting. Like there's a shelf life for some of the things. Like you buy into it, you're like, I'm gonna hold this for like 10, 15 years. I'm gonna hold this.
Yes.
Like I know
Yes.
that these shoes or this card, like that's one of the coolest appeals is like it's an area that I never really got into, but I paid attention to it to a degree of like I know a little bit, but I don't know enough and I never dove into it. But
Yeah.
that's what draws this community, this worldwide ecosystem and network of people like, where I'm getting ready to go in my life is out of control. I wouldn't have told you this 4 years ago when I got into the space. Like, it's nuts. But let me ask you this. And when you got into this, were you a creator outside of Web3 or anything? Like what was like your intro to doing like content and stuff like that? Because you have a personality, you have like that. When I met you, I was like, oh, of course this guy's a creator. Like, I mean, of course he's been behind these like accounts, and you see the energy that came through that from Miami. And for the record, guys, write this one down. IRL is the alpha. That's how I
It
got to
is.
meet the homie, face to face, and I was like, no shit, dude, no
Yeah,
way.
dude. I was excited when I saw you there too, bro. That's like when you meet the homies in IRL. I had been interacting with you a lot on the Stake It account,
Right,
and that's
right.
where I like remembered you from. And I was like, yo, I didn't. I think we interacted like on Bigboy, like here and there, right?
Here and there,
But
like I
like,
didn't know you as much as Bigboy on like you. I knew you as like you worked or you were like doing this stuff. And once you did like put that connection, I was like, oh shit, like yeah, I hit that like oh shit moment, and like I was so new to that chain of that ecosystem, but I knew a lot of the Magic Eden people on the Polygon side of things, so I was
Yeah.
like, this is such a cool spot. But I was also like, you know, like a lone wolf in that point of the whole weekend, because it's like I didn't know where to go, so I'm just sitting there like sipping on my drinks like at the bar
Yo,
area, and
that's
you came
sick
up and
though,
you're like
bro.
SMS. I was like, who the
Yeah.
fuck knows me? Like,
I was like, I know that guy, bro. I
yeah,
know.
dude.
Oh, dude. Yeah, that was sick, man. Yeah, IRL is alpha, dude. I totally I agree, bro. I've only gone to like my Art Basel and NFT NYC.
Mm.
Other than that, I haven't gone to other events. But kind of going back to your question about like being a creator, like outside or before, not really. I wouldn't say so, but you know what kind of helped me? I was doing a lot of streams on so I guess you can kind of say yes in a way, but I was doing
That's
like
a
a
hundred
lot of
percent creator. Like it's
yeah,
something
yeah,
that
right.
well, dude, when I was like skateboarding, my friends were like, I'm going home to stream this game. I'm like, the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, what are you talking about? Like, I wasn't playing video games, and he was like, yeah, I'm a streamer. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, you get paid to, you're on a fucking what? Like, it was just blasphemy. Like, dude, I wasn't anywhere into this where like I was skateboarding outside doing stuff like barely behind a desk. My whole life changed when I got into this, and I was like, oh, my people are here. You all are
Yeah,
here. Like,
that's
you know what
so
I mean?
sick, bro. You find your
So,
lane, dude. It's weird how you like you kind of just like end up finding your own lane, right? Like something that
yeah.
you enjoy and stuff. It's dope, bro. But yeah, I never did like I guess videos or anything or like I did maybe like 5 TikToks because it was like the big thing and people were doing them, right?
Dude,
And
I
it was
faded
like,
TikTok. I faded all the social
did
media
you? Oh, me
platforms.
too,
Like,
bro.
I
I
wasn't
didn't get
even
I
I
didn't
wasn't
get
on
into it
TikTok
hard.
or Instagram. Was like family and like personal stuff. Nothing else. Like I did have like some weird art stuff because I was always an artist and I knew that there was a way to like connect with people, but like I didn't know how the stuff worked like to the level and where I know it now. But like when I got into crypto, the biggest thing I saw was, to your point, is like, you know, part of it was about making money, and I was coming in from a trader's standpoint, like did like options, like high frequency trading, quick trading, because I realized I could make more money per like than a full day of work just like in the
Hmm.
morning trading. And
Yeah.
that's what really opened me up to like this whole world of like just info and stuff like that on Twitter, and not even going to info 5, but like bottom line, that's where you had to be. And crypto came into the picture, but I realized that there was a lot of like shady people making content. I realized there was a lot of like dishonest, like you could just tell, man. Like you could watch the video and I'm like, I'm completely new to this, but this guy looks like he's trying to sell me some bullshit. Like, and like I would bring this up to people that I was just learning from in the space. Like before Bodogos were even a thing, like Easy had a space every day at like 4 o'clock or
Yeah.
something. And that's where we used to go to get alpha from, is like hanging out in these spaces. And that's where I met most of the people. I'm still friends with a good handful of people. I would say over, you know, 20, 30 people I met 3 or 4 years ago, I'm still like close in
That's
touch with.
dope.
But it's just the way it grew was like I saw an opportunity. Like, sure, there were bigger creators, but everybody that would listen to me, like, kind of explain Solana Made Simple, the stuff that I liked, they're like, why don't you make content? Like, there's not a lot of people out there. And then the bear market hit, and like, I just continued to go. Like, I had videos, like, nobody was looking at this shit, dude. Like, 14 views on YouTube, and I'm spending 3 hours for the damn video. And I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, next day, new video, next day, new video,
That's
just
what's
keep
up.
going, keep going, keep going. And like now I'm so grateful for like that like photo album and that like whole like story of like, how'd you get to the point of being like this? Like we're talking about, like I have a routine, I have a method, I have a whole practice, I got a control panel, a screen here, I got, you know, all of these different things set up to make this work. Lighting, like
Yeah.
started with a little lamp, now I got a little
That's
light out
dope.
here, I know there's a backlighting, like all of this stuff. I had no idea I would get into it, because all we did as a skateboarder was, you know, aim at your boy skating and like follow him, and then go home and edit the video and make it look kind of cool, put some cool music to it. So like a lot of the influence I had came from that. I didn't know that there was a doxing or an anonymous like thing to this, because I wasn't like, I think gaming had a lot to do with that too. Is like you had a gamer
Mhm.
tag, you had an identity. You didn't have that other than like, you know, this is my name, this is my
Yeah.
Instagram. So that's what my Twitter was. SMS are my real initials. You know, Sean Michael
Oh,
Zuby. Those are
Joe,
the
bro.
initials. Solana
Dang,
Made
bro. That
Simple.
just like that
So
too, dude. It just lands in the right way for you, bro. Like,
yeah,
dang,
dude.
that's sick.
So like I sunk my teeth into it, and I realized once I started making these decisions years and years and years ago, like it's crazy to say that, but it's like fucking years in this game is nothing compared to some of the people that have been here. But at the same time, you're still like at the point of being able to help create and cultivate
Mhm.
and move the space forward by doing this stuff. Like showing people like it's not all charts, it's not all, you know, buying this and that. It's like there's people behind all of this stuff, behind the PFPs, there's lives, there's
100%.
all of these cool things we're talking about. And like for me, having such a stronger background outside of this world, being able to teach the guy that looks and sounds and relates to
Mhm.
me, that's what it was all about as far as making content. Like the 9 to 5 guy should be able to see that, hey, a 6 figure lifestyle is in your future. This is what you can do. You know, that's how you get involved. And there's so many easy ways to get into it. But that's why I was asking you, like, you had the personality and the charisma to like be in front of a camera just from meeting you and seeing like the interactions. I was curious, like, did you do this before then? But I'm glad that you're back kind of doing your thing, and kind of let us know a little bit more like what you got into as far as like finding like work or jobs or like finding your
Yeah,
path.
yeah, oh, like, I guess, like, what I've been doing out here or, like,
Yeah, like from when you got in like 3 years
oh,
ago and you Balloonsville and
bro.
all of that. How buying an NFT lead to like working with companies and communities and all of these kind of things? Because like not everybody finds that path that and carves their niche out like
Isn't
that,
that
you know. And
insane?
just kind
Isn't
of
that
curious.
insane, bro, that there's opportunities like that out here? Like, I didn't know that, bro. Like, I thought, like, everybody in when I first entered the space, I was like, "Oh, they're like, everybody who's working in crypto, these guys are millionaires. Like, these guys are like" yeah, you
Yeah,
know what I mean? I'm like, "Yo, these guys have so much money. They know what they're doing." Like, I don't know. I
it
didn't
blew my
dude,
mind.
crazy.
Like we could be in the same conversation with people and like they didn't care, and it was like, oh, money isn't that big of a deal. Like you just that's something I
Yeah,
learned very quickly. It's like you're allowed to be in chat rooms with people that are
bro.
multimillionaires and they're going to give you advice. So success leaves clues, and I try to put myself in every position to be like, you know, who's the good people who are doing good things with money, how can I learn from them? Like, and a lot of it is staking your solana, it's a lot of it is putting it up and forgetting about it and letting that grow. Like
Yeah,
straight up, that's just the truth behind it
bro.
all. But let's hear about your what got you into it, because you definitely grew within the communities and made a name for yourself. Because everybody I knew you. Like when I was like, "Oh, you know, Big Boy," they're like, "Yeah, that's my boy." I'm like, "Okay, well, fuck you guys." Like,
Nah,
I thought I found something
no,
cool out here, dog. Like, come on now.
I just like to I probably would just go up to them at Art Basel or something, and they knew me from
Mhm.
there. But I don't know, bro. It's been interesting, bro. Like it's a crazy journey. I legit just started doing GM videos, bro. Like when I'd say like maybe 2.5 years ago, I just started doing GM videos to kind of get like this content stuff going. And then there was an NFT that minted that I really vibed with. And kind of like I just built my brand around it, bro. Like I built my brand around it. I started like just hosting community spaces with the homies Twan, Plax, Jared, a lot of the homies in that community, like we were just like they had like a content creator program, and we just like
Okay.
dived into it, man. I was like, yo, I've been doing GM videos. It's not that much. It's not, I mean, it's not even any kind of value, right? It's just like, oh, something to watch in the morning, right? And I'm like, what, I kind of want to do more, right? Because I started liking it out here, man. I started vibing with the community. I started making a lot of friends. And I'm like, you know what? There is opportunity. So you can work out here, or you can get contracts for the work
Right.
that you're doing. And that's mostly I'd say more of my strong suit, or my lane is community work. Like either like
Yeah. Well, let me jump into that before we
yeah,
go any
yeah.
further on that, because I think there's a good topic. Like, so I guess it was you found your community very quickly, and you found, you know, I guess you can say opportunity within
Hmm.
that because of what the community does. And I try to tell people, you know, I was looking at NFTs. I knew there was community behind it, but I was also one of those people. Brand yourself first. It doesn't matter like the PFP. That's the person
Yeah.
behind that. It's the name behind that. That's always been a very strong take for my liking, and that's why, you know, people ask, why do you change your PFP? I'm like, because you know exactly
That's
what
what's up.
SMS is.
Yeah.
Like there's no doubt
Heck
about it.
yeah.
And like you have to keep up with that rate of it, or else you know it does become something like, oh, I didn't recognize it. Like somebody did ask me like, oh, you got a new PFP? I'm like, oh, well, it's also, you know, my one-on-one
Oh,
collection, so on and
sick.
so forth. But yeah, dude, that's the underdogs,
Dude,
bro.
what the hell?
That's
That's
my
your
guys.
collection?
Yeah, I drew these
Oh
guys
hell
up.
yeah, dude! Those are sick. Let me look at
Yeah.
these guys again because I've seen you post these. Go, like I thought like they were a collection somewhere else. I just hadn't looked into it. This is sick, bro. I like this
Nah,
little
that's
guy.
it's my one-on-one collection. What I wanted to do was like create a like a brand or mascot, an image for
Okay,
Slime Made
no.
Simple and SMS and stuff like that. And I was like a goofy looking dog, like, you know, you gotta have that dog in you, underdog. So being in Web3, underdogs like a Philly
Okay,
theme, you know, Philadelphia Eagles, go
got
birds.
you.
But I made them so it was like a one-on-one commission only. It's a small collection. I did have these, you know, grandiose plans of it, but reality is like with what I do in my lane, like I can do these as they're asked or like as a gift. Like Trey got one and he sent me a picture of his dog. So like I matched up all the colors, the eyes, the tongue in the picture and
Got
stuff like that. Like its ears are like exactly like his dog, which are different than
Okay.
mine. And it's like I make it look like what you want. Like I also took Jersey Bronco. He had a D God, so I mashed it up. So I had like the toga, the what's it called, the hat on there or
Mhm.
whatever, like the old man's hat. I forget what
I
it's
don't. Yeah,
called,
I,
but
I know what you're
you
talking
know what I'm
about.
talking about. All the traits that like were, you know, distinguishing that D God, I put that onto the dog. So like it was just a clash and a mix behind it. But being an artist in the space, like that's one of the things that drew me into it. Like
Okay.
to the point of before, it's like social media to me was like talking to my friends and
Yeah.
sharing art. Crypto and Web3 and NFTs showed me you can become part of this. I didn't have an iPad when I got into this for like the first year and a half. Like all of my art was done with like a finger on a phone.
Damn.
Like when I got into homies DAO, like and drew the first thing that Digiball, it was all done with like one of where are these things at? Like these little stylus things,
Let me
wherever they
see
are.
that.
I think I have them in here. It's lying over here. I don't know. They're like those little things with like the
Okay, I
rubber
think
on
I
the
know
end
what
of it.
you're
It's
talking
like
about.
this
Yeah, and
long.
they're like kind of like skinny, right? Like real.
Yeah, it's basically
Yeah, yeah,
this
yeah.
and
There
this.
we
And
go.
I'm
Yeah,
sitting
yeah,
here
yeah.
like
Dang,
drawing like
bro.
that. And I was like,
That's
dude,
wild.
because like
So,
somebody told me, we're completely losing track of the conversation, but somebody told me when I first started making content and doing all this stuff was like, don't invest money unless you got money to spend. But if you're just getting into it, like let this produce and make money for you and upgrade your equipment as it goes. And it took me a little while to get there, but like I started going with, you know, different process, different
yeah.
steps. And the point about like branding yourself is you recognize the name, you hear the voice, you know the face. That's clear. So like I wanted to represent something that like I contributed to it. So like the Web3 underdogs is for the guys that don't have the opportunity, aren't as big, didn't have all the time in the game where you can learn etiquette, you can learn how the community kind of interacts. And like I can show you some OG projects where you can learn from those guys as well, like Famous Fox,
Famous
Meerkats,
Fox.
like Stone Ape Society, like all of these OG builders that are still in the game, like those are affordable entry price level for the new guys. Like that keeps it down back to you got a wallet, you didn't spend an arm and a leg to get in here. You can hear a story, you can check the background. Like all of these things are what made me want to make content because the other thing was, do you have $5,000? Do you have a bunch of money? Buy this thing, it'll make you a millionaire. And that's
Yeah.
not reality. That's not sustainable long-term growth. Like you tell that person, stake your shit and like get rewards on it for the next 15 years, whatever the case is. So it's teaching the person that can't stop what they're doing. I'm fortunate not to have all the responsibilities. I stopped and I went straight back or straight into this. I left a 9 to 5 job.
Yeah.
Like, you know, from what I took off of your page, like you left regular work, went into full-time Web3, and your strong suit, like you said, was community. But finding your community early that helped you cultivate that and get to that
Hmm.
point isn't the easiest thing. That's why it's important for me to share this kind of stuff to people and you finding all right contracts because until a year and a half ago, like it wasn't even a thought like, hey, I should get a
Yeah.
contract with
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
deal. You know what I mean? It was like I got you. I'll give you some points. I'll give you a fucking NFT. I'm like, I don't want this
Yeah,
shit. Like,
dude.
I gotta
Those are
sell this as soon as you
Yeah,
give it
those
to
are a
me.
lot
You
of
know?
you get a lot of those offers, huh? When you're starting to do like content and stuff like that. They're like, okay, cool, video, and we'll give you this, we'll give you whitelist. We'll let you buy this thing. It's like, wait, what?
We'll let you dump on what you're promoting right now instantly so you can get your value back as the time
Yeah.
spent. And it's like that to me at first, like you're eager, you're willing, you're like,
Oh
all
yeah,
right,
I
I'll
took
take that
them. Yeah,
opportunity.
I took some like that, bro. I did.
And it's like to me, it's like two things. Like shows you the truth and the journey it's going to take, and it also it gives you reps, it gives you
Yeah.
repetitions. Like that's the biggest thing for me with anything you do, man. The more times you do it, the better you're going to be. So like I'm strong on like don't touch grass on the weekends all day. Like go to spend time but like come back to the grind. I just like that. And it's like people are like you're retarded. I'm like yeah, whatever, maybe, but like it's just more reps for me. Like, you know, the weekend's going by, I streamed again, I perfected this a little bit more. I looked this up, I aligned this, I prepared this for Monday while everybody's scurrying around. I'm like, bang,
Yeah.
bang, bang, execute, execute, execute. And it's like, it's not about who has the best, it's who has the most reliable, consistent thing. Like a champion isn't the person that can make that shot, you know, when the time comes, or the one that shows up and gets you to that point and is reliable to make
Yeah.
that shot. Like those are parallels that I follow. But you know, you were somebody when, like, I'm not gonna lie, like when I heard you talking, I was like, damn, he has a whole nother perspective. So you want to talk about how you got into like finding deals, contracts, so on and so forth, without being too much of like, give me, give me,
Yeah.
give me, you know,
That
because
that
like it is a topic of
I
conversation.
guess that kind of goes back to like taking some of those deals, right? Where it's where you like do the content for maybe whitelist or just putting in, like you were saying, putting in those reps. Because I don't know, man. Like, ah, damn, I just lost my train of thought. The meds are kicking in.
You're talking about you know, what it takes, like building these contracts. Now it's good though. This is why we have hosts and we have other hosts and we hold each other down. We're talking about how you're able to find deals and how you're able to like get to the point of
There we go. There we
working
go. Dude,
essentially.
just
And
putting in the reps, man. And then sometimes like just putting out like content out there that you're don't expect something every time. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna be building up your brand, you're gonna be building your own community. Not everything's gonna have some like monetization tied to it, right? You're gonna
right.
get value in some sense. So that's kind of what I would do. Like I talk to different teams. Without asking, I'd just be like, is there something I can help you out with? You know what I mean? Like, yo,
Right. It's like, what can I do for you
yeah,
guys? Like, you know, for me getting into Marinade Finance, the biggest thing was like, how can I make more of an awareness on the timeline and explain to people why it's important to stake, so on and so forth. Like taking all of the juice I could squeeze and be like, why is this important to me? And why can I help you see that it's important? How simple is the process?
yeah.
Keep
So
going.
like, yeah, do
Keep
that.
cooking.
You know, see what maybe what's lacking, or you know, even just taking the initiative and be like, look, I know you haven't
That's
been,
key.
or this isn't being worked on, or like, you know what I mean? Like there, you see something lacking and you're like, you take the initiative and it's like, hey, you know what?
Hmm.
We're gonna do these community spaces for you this week.
Yeah.
And if you can come on, that'd be great. But we're gonna be having these community spaces, right? Either way.
Yeah.
And that just shows initiative. They're like, oh, okay, cool. Like these people,
This is a
yeah, bro.
go-getter.
They're like, yo,
Yeah.
these like that. I feel like that's how it happened with us, like me, myself, Flax,
Yeah.
Jerry, Twan. That's how we got kind of like different contracts.
Because all those names you said, like, I know those names from like putting in work
Yeah,
and showing up and like
you
that.
see them
That's,
on the timeline,
yeah.
right? Dude, those guys, like, I give
Mhm,
them kudos because I have like I drop off sometimes and then I like pick myself back
mhm.
up. Those guys are like on it all the time, bro. Like I feel like
That's
I've
a,
never seen them not show up. So
That's what it's all about, man. I love that kind of shit because when you see it in other people in other networks and groups, it's like that to me pumps me up. Like when I see people saying I'm
yeah,
like, that means I need to do something. When I see people doing it, I'm like, oh, I'm
yeah,
behind. You know
bro.
what I mean? Like, you
Yup.
know, like I'm gonna do this, I'm planning, I'm cooking, I'm like, yo, I'm already in the kitchen, baby.
Hell
Like
yeah.
we're on the
You're doing
stove.
exactly what you say you're gonna do, bro. Dude, and that was
Yeah,
me,
dude.
bro. Like I tell you, like I've fallen off so many times. This is like this whole journey, it's not easy, bro. Like it's like it's tough
Yeah.
on the mental, it's tough on your pockets. So like I've fallen off
Well,
sometimes
what
and
made you like know that was the shift? Like, what hit you where you were like, I know how tasking this is. Like, I could work my traditional job right now and not have this. Like, I know at the end of the week this paycheck's coming. But like, what made you
dude,
shift that?
I had to jump into it. I got laid off, bro. I
Okay,
got laid off, man. I was so a lot of people know I was working at
dude, it's the pressure, man. Like, the pressure being applied is the thing that makes the biggest difference. Like, when I walked away from my job this summer, like, I had no safety net. Like, I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna fucking do this. Like, that's
bro,
all it
you
was. It was just
jumping into
literally
it,
that.
bro. You do have to have like some planning, right? Like a little bit like, okay, am I able to sustain and like, am I able to pay my bills, bro? What if I don't have
So
that?
I'll say, like, for me in that situation, like I didn't have planning, but I knew that I've done it before.
Yeah,
Like I knew that I was able to generate. I knew that InfoFi presented opportunities if you wanted to hustle that way. Like I knew that there were ways to make
yeah.
this work, and I knew that I had value and a contribution to bring
There
to
you
the
go.
table. And like that's where I decided I don't have time to take off on the weekends. I'm not, a 22-year-old dude. I'm
Got you.
37. Like, I'm quitting. I worked 17 years of hard work and left construction to do this shit. And it's like, I can run circles around these
Oh yeah,
motherfuckers.
dude.
Like,
And I
don't
see
make it
you, bro.
easy.
You are like you were running circles around all of us, bro. Like I see you. You stayed consistent with not only your spaces, but like these streams, bro. Like it's dope, and I do feel like that pressure kind of just like builds something else in you, where it's like, all right, dude, like we got to do this, man. If I don't do this, I'm not gonna be able to like buy food this week. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, you got to make it your non-negotiable. Like, you got to be like, yo, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm bringing to the table. And like, when you got laid off, you're probably thinking like, fuck, where's my next job? Or it was like, hey, do I dive into this because I think I can do it? And like, that think becomes, I know I can do it. Now I got to go do it. Like, you're already that person once you have
yeah.
that thought. It's your decision. Do I go this
Mhm.
way, or do I jump in here head first and like figure it the fuck
Yeah.
out? But it's important to know your value going into it. Like, knowing how to negotiate that conversation. Like, kind of, what would you say for somebody that's like, all right, I think I want to try to work for these guys? How would I approach it? Like, what would be like a quick process for somebody that's looking to do that? Like, the proper way, good etiquette, all that kind of stuff, and still maintain degenerate professionality, which is
Yeah,
weird, but it's
it's
there.
tough, huh? Like, so basically, like, if how would somebody approach it? Like, trying to get one of these contracts or something? Is that like in general?
Yeah, yeah. Like, do they cold call,
Mm,
DM? How, like, what do
feel
we do?
like
How do we get somebody to kind
I
of?
feel like a lot of it has to do with your network. So I feel like you
Mhm.
gotta I get into spaces, man. Get into that. I'm going off of my personal experience, right? This is how I got these contracts.
For
I was
sure.
just, talking to everybody. I would see people doing excellent work and doing what they do and doing like being one of the greatest at it. Like Smokey, man. He's probably been one of my like most favorite mentors out here. I've kind of been trying to follow his own I guess like how he laid out the work. Cuz like when we were in that content creator program, he was one of the mentors in that. And he started off with youths, he was doing community spaces, then Frank no, not Frank. Sandeep was like, "You want to do spaces for Polygon? Like you've been doing great." You know what I mean? Like that's kind of like how
Yeah,
he
yeah.
started it, and I was like, "Yo, like maybe I could try doing that too." So it's kind of how I did it. I just started getting into different spaces, trying to get into different conversations, different groups,
Mm,
looking into different even like NFT projects. Like I sometimes just buy them to check out the community, see what like they're up to.
for sure.
If they were
You
affordable,
can check the
they were
temperature by
affordable.
doing that and like getting inside and see like, it's a reaction on the timeline. Does this provide engagement? And this is like a tactic, I guess, like when you're branding and marketing yourself, like finding your community, find the people that relate to you that are showing up,
Yeah.
and it's like you make a name for yourselves. And I know a lot of different projects and communities and people, like their name is synonymous with this one and that one and another one, and like that's the way that other people like tend to do it. I found different projects where I would get into them and be like, this is fun. Like when I had a Mad Lad, I was trying to find ways to bring Mad Lads to the timeline, other than the price and like all of that kind of stuff. Like, that fades. Like, that's cool, but then that fades. Like, cool, they're this price, but what do you
Yeah.
guys do? So it was like I was always trying to find ways to use their announcements. That becomes a piece of
Bro.
content. Like, let me just make a whole bunch of these videos, like branding it with this, trying this out, and like I made a bunch of connections. But like in my head, I also knew that I had a sell price. Like, I talked to some OGs in Solana that were like, yo, Meerkats at one point were $21,000, and I regret not selling, half of my bag at that point, because it was life changing money for those people. And those times probably aren't going to be coming back to that
Mhm.
degree. And he said to me, he was like, if you hit a certain point, and this is to your point of like, how you find your space and your ways, you find a mentor, you find somebody that has that
Mhm.
game, that experience, and that knowledge, and we got to be willing to take criticism and
Yeah.
learn from it. And he kind of told me in a conversation, was like, yo, you should really, consider that, because it's going to propel you forward. You're making the connections if they're genuine, and they're going to be everlasting. And WOA or WAO for Mad Lads, we are one. Like, there's a bunch of dudes that I see on the timeline, and they put that on there. I'm like, yo, I don't have Mad Lad anymore. They're like, we don't give a fuck, bro. You're
Oh
always going to be a
yeah.
lad. You went and spray painted this shit. Uber did a little commercial with like my Mad Lad, because I made a post about coming back from Philly, and it's just like all those little connections and finding those voices. Like, sure, I left that one, but those relationships stayed, those connections, the people that are doing crazy good things, like Vincent. He's the Mad Lad that's super super good
Oh,
with
that's
content.
Mad
And
Vincent? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Mad Vincent. That's my
Yeah,
homie.
I
Like
like
he's
that
a
guy, dude. I think I've been interacting with him for a while too. Okay.
Yeah, he's a really good one. And he's one of those people that is like willing to drop game and show you how like business development can be done through a conversation like this. Like, let's say you had a project or a product or
Mhm.
something. I'm like, yo, how do we put this dog on there? Given send it like drawing lines and connecting the dots and all of these kind of things. Like you learn that with the communities you buy into, with the people that you surround
Yeah.
yourself with. That group that you were saying specifically, like I never directly engaged with many of them, but I've seen them. I've seen them produce. And one of the things you were saying is like you kept falling off. Like I try to tell people this, like don't try to hit home runs and make all of your content like, oh, this shit went straight up. Like raise the
Yeah.
floor. Raise the floor. Like it's if you look at my work, like you'll see the workloads every single day. I think there's less than 10 days this year that I have not posted a video. Less than two, like a
That's dope.
handful. So I know that for a fact because every single day it's at least one video has to drop. So before this, I made sure after my stream in between engage and go to a space, say what's up to the homies. Like that's all part of like what I do and maintain this level. Cause like if I'm gonna be out here, I'm gonna
Yeah.
be out here. If I'm gonna make this decision to leave a full-time job of security, I need to make sure that I'm making an impact. And it was like, let me drop this video. I didn't want to drop, the conversation about Bonk and Pump Fun and all of that while everybody was talking
Mm,
about it. Let the dust settle, and now you get to talk about what is the outcome. Pump is at a bottom where there's $2 billion worth of money in the founder's hands that can absolutely send this project. We've seen things like Pengu, which have a real business model and a product that everybody loves, still scrape along the floor and make a
yeah.
comeback. So it's something to keep into consideration. And his opinion and all of that bias
Yeah.
aside, I mean, do I want a bag of pump at the bottom? Of course, it looks like a
Yeah.
good opportunity. Like, do I like the business and the thesis? No, but I've learned this from being around people that have taught me. Like, if a business looks like it's getting flooded to all hell, but they have the technicals, like look
Yeah.
at that, you know what I mean? And wait a couple weeks to see what happens. And when the dust settles, are they still building? Is it still being used? Yeah, shit, yeah, they're actually gaining traction.
Yeah,
So
dude. That's pretty dope, man.
it's
I love like the perspective and like the consistency, man. Like with everything. Like, yo, what did you say? You probably only 10 days that you haven't dropped.
only 10 days this
That's
like since I started creating content back in the say it was like two like I was working a job where in the morning I'll drop one and at lunch I had 30 minutes to go outside, record a video, edit it, drop it. And like it wasn't the best, it wasn't the prettiest or fanciest, but and, Gary Vee sticks out like a sore thumb to me and I think about it all the time. It's like it doesn't have to be fancy, it just has to be
yeah,
done. Smartest people in the world think and talk about things so much, but the dumbasses keep trying shit
bro.
until something clicks. And it's like
100%.
you're so smart, but like you didn't execute. You never pulled the trigger. You never tried the shit. You never were willing to be vulnerable and fail and learn from that. And for me, it's like just show up and do what's your bare
Yeah.
minimum? Do
These
it.
are these are
Just do it.
fantastic reminders, bro. Like it's crazy because like when I've started doing content, I would tell people, bro, you don't need all this equipment, everything. You don't need that dope. Like
Yeah.
I don't have a great webcam. It's your
You'll get there. Like you literally will get there with
all
consistent
you need is
effort.
your
Like,
phone, bro. Like that's what I was like, dude.
dude, this is an 11. This was like an updated phone back in the day. And like I've been using this until I went to East Denver. I got the 16 that I'm
Nice.
using right
Okay.
now. This iPad is like a ninth, whatever. I don't really remember, but it has the drawing app I need to. I got the
Yeah.
pencil. I'm good. It's probably not the
Bro,
best.
you don't
This
need
is
it
a
all,
lamp from
bro.
Walmart, bro. I'm telling you, like it will all come. Like the creator for rounds and the funds and all of that
Yeah.
stuff. Like I use that directly to upgrade my equipment instantly. I got, the stuff I needed to. Other people saw the value in me and said, yo, you have so much potential. I just want to help you
Hell
get
yeah.
there. Drill Club, the homie, he gave me this shit, like got me a mic, got me an arm
Hell
broom, like got
yeah.
me a
I
mixer.
love
And it's
Drip
like
Club. I love
all of these
Dippo.
things. Yeah, dude, like he's a G, and it's like he looked out for me. And I connected with him down in Miami again. IRL is the alpha. Like all of these things wouldn't happen unless I like kept showing up for myself because I believed like I got something to offer here. Whether the big guys see it, I know it's noticed. You never know who's paying
Yeah.
attention, man.
Yeah,
Like
you that
that's the biggest thing.
that right there,
Even
you never know who's watching, bro. You never know who's watching.
through the 67 people right here, I'm not going to break it down and try to figure it out
Yeah.
either. Like I just know I'm going to keep showing up and like the one-on-one shows, this was like something where I was just bored and I was like I need to add something else to like my schedule. I can't just be talking about the boring ass like market
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah.
Like it I don't like beating a dead horse, dude. Like, and like, I have a whole outline of stuff I wanted to talk about, background journey, but like I said earlier, like this conversation's gonna flow into a natural progression, and that's where I keep it. Like, feel like you're on the couch and you're
Dude,
chilling
yeah,
and kicking it, and
I'm telling you, dude,
this
I
is
legit feel like cozy right now, even though like I'm on my meds, I'm chilling, bro. I'm just hanging out with a homie, bro. Like this is why,
yeah,
dude.
dude.
Thanks for like inviting me on, bro. Like just getting into the mix again is like it's super sick, man. And yeah, dude, I think people just got to realize like when it comes to content, when it comes to just anything, just do it, bro. Just do it. Like just run with it. If you keep thinking about it, like myself, you're gonna get stuck and you're not gonna be doing anything, man. So yeah, dude, it's you've totally been crushing it, bro. I
You got to remember why you're doing
exactly.
it. Like, that's the biggest thing. Like, I literally have a vision board right here, and like the things that are on the top, like a passport, was something I put on back in. I never had a passport.
Either.
I've never left the country.
Yo, you're
You
giving
know
me
what I mean? Like, I
ideas.
put this shit on there. I put this shit up there in January, and like right here on my calendar for August, it's print form, send in, seeker ships here.
That's so sick.
Passport should be received sometime in this week. That gives me 6 to 8 weeks to, get my flight booked for Thailand.
Bro,
That shit
dude,
happened because I decided to go all in on myself and believe like, yo, I can do something here. Like, there's a lot of fun stuff,
that's
but
inspiring, bro. Now I'm kind
it
of want to do like a vision board, man. I have like legit some dead space right here. Like I don't have anything on my wall right here. So I'm like, maybe, and
yeah.
it'll be right there, dude. Like, you know what I mean?
You got
That's
to,
gonna
like, if
go.
you put this in, like, I have all this up here. I have some like personal notes that I wrote down, like, this is my goal, this is what I want to make, this is what I think I can get, this is what I need to do, yada yada yada. But I also have a Charles Bukowski quote where it says "Go all the way," and it's like that's such a powerful quote. And like you read it over, and like I might not read it every day, but I see it, and
Yeah.
it's like do it, do it, do it, or like emphasize letters on this. And it's just one of those things. Last night I was like, should I do this? I'm like, fuck it, just do it. Do the space, like
Oh
run it.
yeah.
I fell asleep and I didn't do the daily stream, but it's like, yo, I did everything else. It was a full day. I feel successful with that. I feel happy about it. Let's plan the
Bro.
next day and execute this.
Yeah.
And you can wake up tired. You can wake up and be like, I don't want to do it. But it's like, yo, there's one person expecting you to
Yes.
show up. And that's all I
Yeah.
need. That's all that
That's
matters,
what's up, bro. No, I'm
That's
kind
all
of
it
trying to
takes.
like change my whole mentality around that too. I mean, like when I hit you up today, like I really didn't want to do anything today, SMS. I was like, man, I don't feel good,
Yeah.
bro.
I got the vibe, and I was like, as long as
No,
he
I'm
says
still,
he's
yeah, I
down,
was
I'll
like,
pull
yeah, I'm
out the
still
good
down,
stuff.
bro. Like it's kind of like keeping yourself accountable, man. You know what I mean? Like it's like I
Yeah,
said yes, and like
totally.
I'm able to get on. Just get on, bro. Like you're not keeping yourself
Mm.
accountable. You told a person yes that you're gonna be there, and so I don't know. Like I'm changing that like mentality because recently, like like I told you, I fell off, but it's all good, man. We'll be you got to find your
I
own
wouldn't
lane.
say you fell off, you fell back.
All right,
Falling off is another story. Falling back means like you're back here, and all you can do is get up and go
I
forward.
like
But
that. I appreciate it.
you have a mantra or something that you put on here, vibing and surviving.
Oh
And it's
yeah.
like that's one of the
Yeah,
things, man.
dude,
That's your
that's
thing,
been
right?
me recently.
Where'd that come from?
I was just, dude, honestly, somebody like, bro, like so I had like a lot of I had something recently in my life happen that I lost a homie, bro. He shot himself,
I'm
bro.
sorry, man.
Thanks, bro. It's
I'm
crazy.
sorry.
It's tough. And like we I like I've seen homies that I hadn't talked to in a minute. And like, you're just
Mhm.
there and he's like, so how you been, man? And it just came out, bro. I was like, vibing, surviving, like, and then I was just
Yeah.
like, yeah, bro, I've been vibing, surviving. We're making our way through it, man. So like, I think as long as you don't stop showing up in all aspects, bro, like with your work, your life, if once you give up on yourself, bro, that's like, dude, you
You
lose it,
lose it.
man. You lose it. Yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
dude. And that can happen, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this year has been fucking crazy for me. Like, I've hit high highs, and then like the drop off was devastating. And then like I was going through a hard time IRL with work because I was splitting hairs, dude. Like, I was like, all right, I got 8 hours, I gotta be here. I was going into work early, working through my lunch so I could leave that job early to make sure that I had more time for this, for the
Yeah,
gym, for all the things that I wanted to maintain. And like after like 3 years of doing that, I'm like, dog, every job I've fucking hit that point of like disrespect. I'm worth more than this. I could do more with my time if I had
yeah,
more time. And when I sit back and I say I said I could do more with my time if I had more time, here I am like a fucking lazy shit sitting here just GMing back
bro.
and forth. Fuck that, dude.
Yeah,
Like that's not what I thought I would see as a successful person on
yeah,
the timeline. Like, to me, that's not like super successful. It works for some people. That's what you want to be. Like, I'm not one to judge that, but for me, it's like that's not what I planned on doing. My thing was like I wanted to connect with people and talk about, the stuff on
Yeah.
here. Like, for instance, like there's a thing I do with these, and I don't know if you've seen these or not, but I've developed this approach where I have these spaces, I have these streams, and I have chances to add things like this. So I'm gonna take a little bit of a break right here. This will show you a little bit about Marinade Finance, and me being part of Marinade. Like, I get to add this into what I already do. So
Yeah.
let's take a look.
I was glued to the charts. Every dip felt like the bottom. Every pump, just the beginning. But it never was. I lost sleep. I lost some soul. Then, I lost myself. Until I didn't. There was another way. I didn't have to chase green candles. I could make my soul work for me. Marinade staking. Instead of betting on meme coins, validators were competing for my stake. Hundreds of them, competing for the highest rewards. But not everyone gets my stake. Only the best earn it. No downtime, no shortcuts. Sam automatically delegates my stake to the top validators. Miss the APY threshold? No stake. Underperform? Bonds protect my rewards. And the best part? It works for both liquid and native staking. It's time to stop playing the game and start stacking wins. Minimize risk, maximize rewards. Marinade staking.
Yo, that's dope.
Bro, their commercials are so
Dude,
good,
I was
dude.
like,
I love them to
damn,
death.
bro. Like, I felt that. Dude.
Yeah. Like, I started doing these and making my own clips of like projects, little stuff that I would edit myself. And once I got, put on with the master chefs, like before I was even with them, to your point of like finding a community and stuff like that. Like, I love Solana, I love DeFi. That's been obvious, and I study as much as I can, to stay up with it. Getting the chance to be a master chef, like I looked at that as an opportunity. Before then, I was like, what can I do right now that I already know how to do well? And that's like apply these skill sets, apply these things to like make sure people know and are aware and why and how. And the biggest thing was there was no like community on X. There was no Marinade, nothing. I was like, that's it right there. Create a community from day one. And like I was like, I'm not even a chef right now. I'm just a community member, a viber, in the kitchen. So I was like, let me make a community space for these guys, and then push forward that. A few weeks later, got put down with the Master Chef program, and able to, help and grow and see these other guys, connect with people that I might not ever have talked to, learning a lot from Wombat. He's a community guy over there, and like just seeing and hearing that connection. The bro is 17 years old, homie. Like, he's a young dude, like killing it in the space, dropping game, getting ready to go back to high school. And it's like learning from people like that are like, could be my fucking kid.
Yeah,
like,
bro. It's
like, literally, it's nuts. And it's like, I come from a background of skateboarding where it's like, we never looked at age, like art and graffiti and all of that stuff. It was like, really, I mean, sure, there wasn't that many 20-year gaps or anything like that, but there would be 10-year gaps. There would be gaps where there's like a teen where his dad's dropping him off at the park, but he sees the homies that are holding it down, like, skating and filming and shit like that, like having a good time. Like, we were the guys cleaning out the park, so like the drugs and the bums and all that shit, so we can have a good time. Their parents come back with pizza, and like I learned community building from that standpoint. Like, never asking personal questions, just like vibing and like, yo, put your foot here, like commit to your trick, bro. I believe in you. I got this. And like, dudes be doing shit that they never even dreamt of. Like, yo, thanks. Like, that's right there. And that's to me is like community. You bring people together, you communicate, you have the unity. That's community. It's communication and unity. Like, that has to be there. And I move around finding all of these cool people in different communities, and that's why it was like I feel like I broke a lot of rules in the come up. Like, most people say, stick to this, do this, do this. And I'm like, I'm doing as much as I can. I'll do with what works after the fact. Like, I look through my content, and it was very, very like early on. I realized when I started reviewing my own work was Bitcoin and Solana are your key players. Like, focus in on that. And lo and behold, I have Bitcoin up here, I have Solana on my vision board, I got my passport up here, I have these targets and goals, and now I work for the Zeus working group, and I'm part of the Marinade Chefs. It's like Solana and Bitcoin coming together. It's like a win-win. And like, this shit happened 6 months ago.
Dude, I need a vision board, man. I was like, yo, I need a vision board.
That is the
Hold on, let me let my cat in really quick.
The dude that got me into crypto, bro.
Getting annoying.
Go ahead. So like for the everybody listening, like when it came to vision boards, the thing for me what was big was the guy that onboarded me and told me all about how to get your mindset into this and focus on what you want. Like I ended up just being at his house. Like I was at the point of like just buying a little bit of Ethereum, a little bit of Bitcoin, very, very little interest or understanding of Solana at the
Mm,
point. But I started doing my own landscaping jobs and furniture building stuff for like college students and people that were just ordering shit that couldn't build it, didn't have the
mhm.
time. I saw this guy's wall and it had like Ethereum, Bitcoin, a bunch of money, islands, like cool stuff. And I was like, what do you know about crypto, homie? Like he wasn't like lavish, lived in a townhome, very modest,
Yeah.
very humble. And he was like, what do you know about crypto? I was like,
Hmm.
well, now that you said that, probably nothing. What do you got for me? And like, dude, I have this book and I reference this from time to time. This is from, let's see, look for a date here. 2021, 7/22/2021. Is that was a couple days ago?
Yo, for real?
Yeah,
Yeah.
4 years ago. So I'll probably be able to find today's date if I look hard enough in
Dude,
this
that's
thing.
so dope.
This is funny. So I made this thing. I mean, this is even back in January of 2021, back when GME or GMC and AMC or GME and AMC were kind of kicking off. So this is 8/4/20.
Yeah,
What's today?
801, the first.
Dude, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's so sick.
8/4. So like I've kept notes of this. I forget the point now that I'm like looking at it all. This is bringing back a bunch of
Heck,
memories.
you're
But
always start going through it, bro.
dude, I forget exactly what I was getting. What was I
Dude, we're-
saying? To something about writing stuff down from back then.
well, yeah. Well, yeah, I lost it too, bro.
I forget exactly what my point was about like writing something from back then.
Well,
I don't know.
you were telling me
Oh,
about the story when like the guy was asking you about crypto, or you like
oh,
you
yeah,
had seen
yeah.
his board or the stuff.
This his vision
Yeah.
board. His point was like put the stuff that you want in the future and like manifest it, write it down. And that I didn't know anything about like really manifesting or like any of these
Yeah.
kind of things. And like, bro, like I literally believe in that shit wholeheartedly. I meditate. Like I was already into that from martial arts and from like breathing, controlling like your
Damn.
mindset and all of that. All of these things help so much with trading and decision making. And I'm like sticking to the game plan, consistency. Like it's just like I got built for this point. And once it just hit me to make that shift, like full fledged. I tried it in 2024, I think, when I like had made a good sale. I was like, all right, I got a chance in a little bit of window. Blew that. We had to go back to regular grind, and I realized, my value's not being paid for here. So I had to find some other options and went through this, that, another thing. It led me back to a point where I was like, I can't I can manage this, and I thought I was going to be able to work remotely from that last job, but once it got to a point where I was getting written up for working between my breaks
Damn.
and coming into work early, like turning the lights onto the building, and like that was a fucking disciplinary action. Like
That's
I was like, what?
crazy.
I can't get down with this. I cannot suck up enough pride
Yeah.
at this point. Like I've already done enough. I was like, I can't do
Damn,
this.
bro.
Like I'm getting in trouble, and I've tried to reach out. I've tried to have like professional conversations with these people, and it just showed me, this isn't your path, homie. You're fighting against the grain. And the biggest thing was I always, even though I say have plan A, like I found a plan B, I found a part-time job, I found a this, that, or another thing. And I'm in a position where I can risk more than the average
Yeah.
person. So like for me, seeing all these things align, seeing that I can make it happen. I've done it before. I can make it back, blah, 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 blah. You got to truly believe that. You got to make a decision to do these things and pull the trigger. And it's like, you have a post here that I took a quote from. It said, "A healthy man wants 1,000 things. The sick man only wants one." And that's something that you shared with mentality and the whole mindset of getting into space. And I mean, that's right there. It's like I know what I want. I know exactly what I want to do and where I want to go with it. And if you know what you want, you need to make a list of all the things that get in the way, and those become the things you need to remove. Like that's dead ass the accountability
Big facts,
part.
bro. Big facts. I recently had to take a couple things out of my life, bro, because I realized that, it's like, yo, I'm spending too much time on, certain things that aren't really bringing value to my life, and it's slowing me down, right? So I had to step away from a couple things, and that's, I mean, you got to realize like what's holding you back. What are those barriers? Write them down. I necessarily didn't write them down because there was only like two things. Maybe I should have. I think I need to, from what I'm getting from this,
Index
bro,
cards,
yeah,
bro.
I was about
Index
to say,
cards.
dude.
You can fold this up and put this in your
Yeah.
pocket, bro, and like whatever you don't finish, you turn it over tomorrow and
That's
you
so
start that
sick,
shit
bro.
right
Like
there.
that's
Like
what I'm getting from this too. It's like, yo, there's a lot of things that you're lacking. Like as like me as a person to like better organize myself. And I'm like, I've been getting a
Yeah.
lot from this conversation where it's like maybe you do need a vision board. Like I started reading recently, bro, but like I gotta work on writing, you know, at the same time. And I've heard that like even writing your ideas, it just helps you like I guess bring them out a little bit
Yeah.
more. So dude, I gotta start
Yeah,
writing,
bro.
man.
So I have like these things over here too. Like this one is a really old book from before I even got into crypto with like quotes, and but this right here is just a long going journal. I got this from somebody in Web3. The guy Zach, he's Cyber
Okay.
Frog homie. Zach Francis.
Okay.
He's he gave me this because we kind of exchanged things, and he would put it like a prayer in here, put some things, but like I constantly am like putting my goals, my what I want to do, like what I want to be, where I want to go, and I
That's
look back
sick.
at this and I can't like I'd have to flip through this to find it, but there was a point where I wrote down I'm going to put in my 2 weeks in May and leave that job. And like when I had to walk away, I forgot I wrote this down and I had picked this up and I'm like trying to find it now. But that's exactly what I did.
That's so dope. Yeah, that's
Like-
so dope. You accomplished that. You wrote it down and you worked towards it, man.
Well, I didn't even realize it was happening, but I put it out there and I like the way where I was headed, where I was going. It's like I did that shit, and it's like
Yeah.
I don't know. I find inspiration in that, whether it's just through me or the people around in the space. Like everybody that has a big account or a big following or a big success story, even a small one, they started at ground zero. Whether
Yeah.
they're more fortunate or not, like typically you hear the people with the fortune, they lose it and they got to get it back. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But name of
Yeah.
the game is like staying committed, staying tapped in, and working towards a goal. But for
Oh,
you,
yeah.
you getting back on the grind, like I would just say, advice from man to man, like raise your floor. Just showing up, raising your floor is going to be the best bet. Like if it sucks, it sucks. You get better the next one. You got
Yeah.
a group between Icon, you're doing stuff with Katana, right?
Yeah, Katana, dude. Katana has been the like I feel like it's been a turning point for myself in
I
like
think I remember talking to you when you were like making things happen, having conversations, because we were trying to line up this one-on-one like a
Yeah.
month or two ago, or maybe even further back.
yeah, bro. I was like, yo, I'm so stacked with so like I feel like I went from like working more like with community in the front facing, but now I'm like doing stuff in the background and I'm learning about DeFi. When Smokey first approached me about he approached me about Polygon. He's like, look, there's some community work. I'd like to have you on, man. And I'm
Right.
like, okay, cool. Like, so I did the contract, and then my first day, they're like, all right, we got you on for Katana. This is new blockchain that we're coming out with. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, DeFi is not my strong suit, bro. Like, I'm
Right.
like, dude, DeFi, I'm all NFTs. And he's like, dude, don't worry. This is where you're gonna start learning. He's like, you're gonna have to start learning. And most of my work is community work though. So like I'm not in the technical side of things, but I'm starting to learn like to actually put my money to work, bro. It's actually really fun just to see the yield going up in my deposits that I've been making. Never did this SMS. Never did it, dude. I was more on the degen side, dude. I was burning money, dude. I was like buying meme coins. Yeah, I would make some. I'd buy NFTs. Yeah, I'd make some money, but I'd be losing money. And it's just so degenerate.
I just had this conversation with this dude. I forget his name. He was in a space with Kaizen talking about DeFi. And my thing is people, they know what to do with money, but they don't know what to do when they get it. And it's the same thing as in the streets and in the hustle and in the grind. It's the 9-to-5 guys. It's the people that work regular jobs and have no idea this fucking magic internet.
Yeah.
Life exists, but it's real.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, I didn't know what to do with my money. My first introduction to like what finance was and me not knowing what finance was me getting into just trading in general. And like that's what this book is. Like at the back of this, bro, like this is why this is so important to me, is because like I was dating a girl and I started this book and like I stopped talking to her because she was like, you spent 14 hours on the computer, on the YouTube, searching all this stuff up. I'm like, yeah, this is education.
Yeah.
Like, I have this all the way down. I called it stock lingo. I have trailing stop loss, dry powder, average up, falling knife, rinse and repeat, pivot, like paper logs, like all of this shit, short-term support levels, 20, 50 day, like all of these things, teaching myself all of these. And then these like go-to like hacks on the front,
so
stuff on the
sick.
inside page. Like I wanted to like learn this shit so much because I had no idea. what I was getting into, and like I don't want to be somebody that shows up to the party like, oh, I have no idea what this is about.
Yeah.
Like I'm completely new, and me being somebody small in the space, I would tune into so many spaces back in the day, and you would hear people that have followings that have no fucking idea what they're
Yeah.
talking about. You know, what good is it to bring a bunch of DeFi projects into a conversation if nobody knows what to do with their money when they get it? Like, you're advertising, you can do this, but like, how, why, what is it? Can you explain DeFi to your community? And if you can't even cross that
Yeah.
barrier, we need to talk, because I'm your community guy that's going to bridge this gap. I'm going to make sure that they understand, okay, what this means is yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Like, you know, why would you want to stake your soul rather than just hold it? Some people have no idea. They're like, well, it's good for the blockchain.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Okay.
How
We're
does it
cooking.
benefit you
We got
too,
something
brother?
here. Like, let's turn it up a notch here. You know what I mean? Like, what else do we got going on here? And that's where it opens up the doors for me. And
Yeah.
it's like, how do I relate that to the 9-to-5
Yeah.
guy? Bro, this is like a long-term high yield savings account, but like maybe 3 or 4 times the yield you'll typically get. And you just find those parallels. But that's been the most fun for me.
That's what's
And
up.
that becomes a strong suit. That becomes something where it's like, how do you get into this? And for you getting into DeFi, I would tell you, you know, just get on there and find your favorite DeFi voice and start like a book, like writing down, what the hell is he talking
Bro.
about? I got to go look
That's
this
what- I
up.
think
You know,
that's-
that becomes your
Yeah.
content though. That becomes your, like, all right, for the guys that are coming over to Katana, they have no idea what this shit is. They want to get involved. All right, well, what were your obstacles?
Yeah, dude.
And what was your learning process? That becomes your story.
Yeah, that's what I've been.
That's value.
It's been like a whole journey, bro. Because like I said, totally was not like I was more on the degenerate side, man. So it's like now
Yeah. Most people were like that
right?
video is
Yeah,
like, we
dude,
get
that was
lost,
me,
dude.
bro.
Yeah,
I
we
was
get
watching
lost in
that
the-
and I'm like, oh,
shit, he made a video
yeah,
about
I'm
me.
like, yo, SMS, this is me right now, bro. This is crazy.
Calling me
Legit, bro. Like that's been me up until like a month ago, actually depositing into these vaults and trying to earn yield and stuff. That was me up until just
Right.
a month ago. And I look back and I'm like, okay, it was part of the journey, but it's like, damn, dude, you missed out on so many opportunities. You've just been fooling around with your damn coins. You know what I mean? Like, dude, it's crazy, bro. Like,
That's the
Yeah,
truth
it is.
though. Like that's the dead ass truth, because people, like, not only do they not know when to sell, they don't want to be gilded in the shame, they don't want to be missing the 10,000x. It's like, yo, is this improving the quality of your life?
Yeah.
Like, you got to answer that question. Like, are you going to be happier with profit? Like, you'll learn timing, that
Yeah.
will come. But like, if you rush the process, bro, you lose. Like, I'm gonna play this one out because we are getting towards the top of the hour to wrap this up. But this is a little clip from BTC Soul, and what that is basically, you'll see.
Down quickly. Looking at the lob. Zion's there.
Plays it ahead of him.
Down quickly. Looking at the lob. Zion.
these commercials are dope, bro.
You like them, dude?
Yeah.
So like my whole thing is, man, I hope people bite off the apple and like take a piece of this, because I think it'll make it for a better experience overall. This isn't my shit, it's just an idea I had. You know, when you think about traditional advertising and marketing, you got to think about it like this. Web 2 fucking works.
Yeah, it does.
That's why I bought this laptop. That's why I bought
Yep.
this phone. That's why I bought everything
Yeah.
I got here. It wasn't Web3 advertising by any stretch of the imagination, by any fucking standard. If you go look at Instagram, like you know, content creators, they have a better touch of that. So what I do, and Instagram has implemented a way where you scroll through and an ad comes up just like it does on TV if you're watching a ball game or anything of that nature. So when I have these streams, I have an intro, introduction, I have that whole process. Then we kind of take a clip if it's powered by, you know, I use those kind of things as tools. And it's like, for me, I just find fun shit that I want to tell people about. For instance, you know, the Seeker's coming out.
I'm ordering.
No, fucking dude, like that's the thing, man. Like all of these things are, it's better for the whole ecosystem. Like I don't work for Solana Mobile. Sure, I'm open for, I'm for hire,
Yeah,
baby, let's
yeah,
go. But no, in all reality, is like I go through, I find clips, I find things that I like. I'm like, what's gonna make this a better entertaining show? Like that, there has to be an entertainment value. There has to be a delivering
yeah.
value. Sure, I'm gonna use the projects and stuff I work for, but I'm also gonna sprinkle in that. I have clips from, instead of just clipping and making videos, I add those into the stream. So there's clips about staking, there's clips about Bitcoin and stuff, tying it into the conversation.
That's
So
dope, man.
there's people that they forget about these things,
Yeah.
but that's what it comes down to. When I was talking to you earlier about SMS Live, why this is the SMS Live presented one-on-one show or GM chat or the daily stream, is I want to like get a groove and like a system where I can bring somebody in that just is okay with getting on camera and teach them the process. Like, this is what I do. This is how I plug and play. It doesn't have to be fancy, and you'll grow with that stuff. Opportunities will come out left and right just because you're showing up and like doing that kind of stuff. But I'm looking forward to seeing your content, looking forward to connecting, dude. Anytime I do GM chat or the daily stream, I tell people this: you can come through and be part of the guest and join into the conversation, because it's always different. And if you don't want to show your face, like,
yeah, dude, yeah. I should have done that when you had asked me like a month ago or 2 months ago. I should have just done that, but we live and we learn, dude. So that's why today I kept myself accountable, bro. I'm like, you know what, we're gonna rock out a little bit today with SMS, dude. It's been a vibe, man, and legit, like this interchange of like conversation, like you have no idea. Like I'm sure you do have some idea, because I'm sure you've had like the kind of these things that happen to you as well, right? It's like, damn, like I came on here just to like chop it up, but I'm leaving myself with like value from it, bro, which I know a lot of people can take from it too. I'm already thinking about putting a vision board, bro. I'm thinking about like writing more, man. So I think these are like these one-on-ones that you're holding, these are gonna be sick, man. Like I feel like this can like pop off at like any time. You know what I mean? Like this is it's golden, bro, because you're getting like this like conversations with people, not just a JPEG that you see like on the timeline. There's actual real people, and I think it's dope, man. So I'm excited to see how these evolve, man, because today was dope. And then those commercials in there, I'm like, yo, I kind of want to switch out my iPhone for the Solana Mobile, dude.
Let's go.
I'm being ridiculous, but like it's like the whole thing was like sick. Like, I'm not being ridiculous. I mean, I would want a Solana Mobile phone, but
I mean, it's good to add it to the stack. I'll say this: it's the precursor for more to come. I mean, at the end of that, they say Solana, or mobile, is the future. It's decentralized, like, and bringing Web3 into it, bringing Solana Mobile in general. I think that's a player. One thing I'll leave you guys with, if you aren't familiar with this, there's a connection between Qualcomm and Tolly. Working for them back in the day when mobile devices weren't a thing. He was one of the people that helped bring that to the everyday person. So I didn't get the Saga, but the Seeker, was something that I did pre-order, and it was when I was making a decision, like, am I going down this path? Like, this is going to be part of that journey. Like, when this comes out, I'm using this phone, I'm integrating what I can, I'm going to be talking to people about it. But it's like, it's important for me to share that, just because people, they don't really receive it all the time. The timeline is a quick flash in the pan, and most people don't check out other places and platforms. So I mean, this ties into everything. The SKR token for users, developers alike, airdrops that potentially can come from it. But bottom line, it's like you're seeing the evolution of blockchain, and I get to be part of that. I get to share that, and I appreciate the flowers, and the stuff that I'm going through, and I share. It's what I've experienced. Your struggle becomes your gift, and telling people that there's real people here to talk to. There is an entertainment value. People like are tuning into cringe and like extreme content, because it's, the average person can't make a conversation enjoyable and related to everyday stuff. So when you find a niche like that, like, I'm going to carve this thing out as much as I can. I don't know what number of one-on-ones this is, because I just don't number things like that.
Yeah.
I just know I'm showing up.
Hell
like,
yeah.
I see people, they're celebrating 300 or 100 or whatever number. I'm like, I got like 40 years. If I have no idea. I got to go through and count it. I got to count my cards, but it's not ever been a competition of that nature. That's why I didn't want a number, and I don't want to like. There's a thing about sleeping on a win, you wake up with a loss. So like, if you think you get to this point, you get comfortable, like, and you don't rehearse the affirmations. You don't stick to the non-negotiable routines that got you to where you're at. Once you get to where you're at, that's such a brief moment that you don't have that sustainability because you didn't develop those kind of things to get you there. So someone like you, whatever got you hungry and put that pressure to get you to that next level, you got to remember to repeat that and like go back through. And for me, that's what works. Like that's, I've gone through this year with crazy downside, and you know, being able to like confidently be like, I don't know what exactly, but I know why, and I know where I want to go, and we'll figure out the rest of it, you know, as we go, and things just kind of fall into your hand. It's not by luck. It's because you put yourself in position. You being
putting yourself out there.
You being in the right community. Yeah, exactly. Those communities, those names, you know, you spoke about, like that's an example. Like you put yourself in there. It's not lucky, and people will look at you and be like, oh, you're lucky. You just knew this person. It's like, yeah,
dude. Yeah, bro. Because I've been showing up.
I
had showed up enough, bro. Yeah.
They said, hey, buy this asset, get in the community. There's a program, take part, take initiative. What can, you know, like it's not just, you know, everybody's going to get the same opportunities, and it's your pace, your progress, and it's your position to be in. And I don't know. I think you're going to do great stuff. And again, doors always open for you to come through and hang out. And you know, we'll do this again. I try to keep track of everybody, and I'll rehash this in a month or 2 months, see where everybody's at, see how they've grown and developed and stuff. But I do appreciate it, and I do plan on continuing. You know, the one-on-ones. I've been doing like one a week for I guess a month and a half or something, like maybe even longer.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. I gotta tune into them now, more so now, bro. Like that's I think it's dope. Like I said, like I mean, not to like reiterate it again, but it's just like I really think these are awesome, man. I can't wait to see like how these evolve, right? And then like to see how your content evolves. So dude, I'm excited, dude. I'm stoked for you too, bro. Like you're giving me some more like fire to all this. I'm already thinking like, how do I do that vision board, bro? So oh yeah, dude. This has been a vibe, man.
Just put stuff on the wall, man. Start taping it on the wall, and you'll be like, all right, that looks like shit. I gotta do it this way. Like you can redo them. But that was the point of the book, is like I took notes from people that had like success, and you showed me the way. You showed me like these are the kind of things like that helped him get there. And I just always remember success leaves clues. Watch the people ahead of you, look at the stuff you like, take the inspiration from that, and then grow. And then you'll never know. And people might even come back and be like, you're the shit, like what you did, keep going.
Hell
so always welcome, big dog, and I appreciate your time. I don't want to take too much out. I hope you feel better, and hopefully made the headache go away with the vibes.
Good,
and the
man. I honestly feel good. I still hurt with the light, but I feel good today, bro. I might not even take the nap that I wanted to.
My boy's getting right back to the grind.
Bro, I'm like, yo.
I appreciate it, bro.
Oh yeah, dude. I appreciate you, man.
Anything you want to close with before we get out of here?
No, man, I'm good, bro. Like honestly, if you're a content creator, if you're thinking about doing some stuff like that, just do it, bro. Like that's the Nike, dude. They did. Seiko always tells me, though, because you know Seiko, right? Seiko, the homie. Bro, yeah, that fool, that he always would just tell me, is like, dude, Nike has it down, bro. Just do it, bro. Just get into it. That's kind of how you gotta.
You just gotta do things.
You just gotta get into the mix, man. Throw yourself in there. Whatever you want to do, whatever it is, even if it's like something else. If it's not content, whatever you want to do, just jump into it, man. Let's go.
Yep. You'll figure it out. But I appreciate it, guys. This was SMS Live. That's a one-on-one show with Big Boy. Appreciate you guys tuning in. 87 of you guys pulled up today. If you don't mind reposting or tagging a friend, telling them that they missed a good conversation, I'd appreciate that on the way out. But I'll catch you guys. What's next for me? I got the daily stream. I got some DMs. I might be doing something with some friends later on this afternoon. But it is close to when, we'll figure things out from there. But other than that, guys, have a good weekend. Don't touch too much grass. And Big Boy, we'll talk soon.
Bro.